Welcome. My name is Hudson Grey. Thank you for visiting my channel. This video will discuss the connections between various cryptids and actual unsolved mystery cases. If you enjoy the video, please leave a comment with a cryptid sighting or experience you may have heard about or experienced yourself. Thank you. 1. Sasquatch-linked disappearances. When people think of Bigfoot or Sasquatch, they usually picture blurry photos and fleeting sightings in dense forests. But what if there's more to the story? What if Sasquatch is linked to the disappearance of actual people? Take the story of Dennis Martin, a 6-year-old boy who disappeared during a Father's Day camping trip in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in 1969. Despite an exhaustive search involving the FBI and military personnel, no trace of him was ever found. But here's the eerie part. On the same day Martin vanished, a family nearby reported seeing a rough, shaggy man in the woods. This sparked widespread rumors that Sasquatch was responsible. Another high-profile case involves Jim Carter, an experienced skier who vanished in Ape Canyon, Washington in 1950. Carter was last seen speeding down a mountain slope before he mysteriously disappeared. Search teams later found his ski track suddenly veering off course into a dangerous ravine, but Carter was never found. Ape Canyon, interestingly enough, is known for its frequent Sasquatch sightings. In recent years, more cases have come to light. David Paulides, author of the Missing 411 series, has documented hundreds of disappearances in U.S. national parks. Some of these cases are chilling, like when search dogs can't find a scent, or when bodies turn up in places search teams have already combed. Paulides hints at a possible connection between these vanishings and cryptids like Sasquatch. But it's not just the parks. In remote communities across the Pacific Northwest, locals talk about disappearances that happen quietly. People who go for solo hikes or backwoods camping trips, never to return. And often, these vanishings are tied to areas with active Bigfoot sightings. Coincidence or something more sinister? So, what do you think, Cryptid crew? Could Sasquatch be more than just a mysterious figure lurking in the trees? Is it possible that some of these missing persons cases are tied to our hairy friend? Let me know your theories in the comments. I'll expand with detailed sections on Wendigo-linked and sea monster-linked disappearances next, keeping the same depth and interactive approach. 2. Wendigo, the cannibal spirit and the vanished. Next up is a creature that sends chills down the spine, the Wendigo. If you're not familiar with this legend, the Wendigo comes from Algonquian folklore, said to be a spirit or monster that haunts the cold, remote forests of the Great Lakes region in Canada. The Wendigo is linked with madness, cannibalism, and endless hunger. And the terrifying part? It might be responsible for more than a few disappearances. The Wendigo is said to possess those who wander too far into the wilderness, driving them to commit unspeakable acts. Historically, some disappearances in the early days of settlement in these remote areas were attributed to Wendigo possession. One of the most famous cases is that of Swift Runner, a Cree trapper who was said to have been possessed by the Wendigo spirit in the winter of 1879. After his family mysteriously disappeared, a search revealed that Swift Runner had killed and eaten them. He later claimed it was the Wendigo spirit that had overtaken him. There are also modern stories. In isolated parts of Canada and the northern U.S., people have disappeared under strange circumstances. Some locals even claim to have seen eerie figures in the woods, tall, gaunt, and moving unnaturally fast. Could these be signs of the Wendigo stalking its prey? Reports of people vanishing near Wendigo territory often come with unsettling details, like strange sounds or feelings of being watched just before someone goes missing. Some wilderness guides in these regions refuse to venture into certain areas during winter, citing old legends and odd occurrences that make even seasoned outdoorsmen shudder. How about you, Cryptid crew? Do you think there's a chance that these disappearances could be linked to the Wendigo? Could this ancient legend still hold power over the forests today? Tell me what you think in the comments. 3. Sea monsters vanishing beneath the waves. And finally, let's talk about the deep blue. You've probably heard of mysterious sea monsters, but did you know that some people who've gone missing at sea might be victims of these creatures? From the coasts of British Columbia to the depths of inland lakes, there are some seriously creepy stories out there. Take Cadborosaurus, or Caddy for short, a legendary sea serpent said to inhabit the waters off the Pacific Northwest coast. Fishermen have been reporting sightings of this creature for over a century. But what's even more unsettling is that small fishing boats have gone missing in areas where Caddy has been sighted. Could these mysterious vanishings be related to something lurking just below the surface? And then there's Ogopogo, the infamous lake monster of Lake Okanagan in British Columbia. For generations, locals have spoken of boats capsizing and swimmers disappearing without a trace. Indigenous stories have long warned people to stay away from certain parts of the lake, claiming that Ogopogo could drag people beneath the water. Even today, sightings of large, snake-like creatures in the lake coincide with strange disappearances. In other cases, like along the shores of the Great Lakes, reports of strange creatures pulling boats under or causing freak accidents have led to speculation that these bodies of water might be home to cryptids that have yet to be discovered. From sudden storms to massive, unknown animals, the legends of sea monsters continue to tie in with stories of people vanishing. Interactive prompt. So what do you think, adventurers? Could sea monsters like Caddy and Ogopogo be responsible for some of these strange disappearances? Or is it just the danger of the water itself? Let me know in the comments below. That's it for today's deep dive into cryptid-linked disappearances. Whether you're a firm believer in Sasquatch, Wendigo, or sea monsters, or just love a good mystery, these stories keep us guessing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more cryptid content. And remember, if you're heading into the wilderness or out on the water, maybe keep an eye out. You never know what could be lurking just beyond the trees or beneath the waves.